Okay, this is going to be a video about phase changes. So the first thing is I'm going to show you this picture in your book. And I use this diagram every time I have to do one of these phase change problems. So what this diagram is showing me is that I have two places where I have phase changes occurring. Right here where this horizontal line is, this is where it's melting. And for water, this takes 80 calories per gram. And then the other place where it's horizontal, this is where water is vaporizing. And that takes 540. And on those graphs, that's where you have that horizontal line. That's when you have a phase change occurring. And it's going to stay at that temperature until all of it vaporizes or until all of it melts. All right, and we had the latent heat of fusion. This tells me the amount of heat required in order to condense 1 gram. So those numbers are the same because at that place where it's changing phase, if I think about my graph here, okay, so this is where we are either melting or freezing. And then this is your temperature change. So this is the final minus the initial. And that would tell you the amount of heat. For these two processes, when you are wherever you're changing phase, in order to find the amount of heat, then we take L, which is our latent heat, times our mass. So these ones don't have a temperature change because, again, you're not changing temperature. 5. So I would just take 25 times 5. And this would be 125 calories. Now, I didn't round to any significant figures because they didn't really even tell me for sure how many I had. All right, let's do another one. So my first step is going to melt my ice. Okay, so I'm going to label this step 1. This is going to be melt the ice. So to melt, Q equals M times L. And we're going to use the fusion since I'm melting. I have 15 grams, and we said that the latent heat was 80 L. And now I'm vaporizing, so I'm going to use the vaporization, the latent heat of vaporization. So 15 times 540. And this is going to be 8,100 calories. Okay, so the total is going to be step 1. Now, how many grams of ice at 0 degrees can be melted by 1 gram of steam? Okay, step 2 is I'm going to cool down that water from 100 to 0. This is specific heat because I have a temperature change now. 1 gram, specific heat's 1, temperature change 100.